Bye.
I just beat it. Okay, welcome to the Nlge podcast, end of week 2. It feels like this is going by so quickly. We have T-News here, Lupocalypse.
It still says off air for me, bro.
It's on air. It says live for me.
Okay, no, it doesn't.
All right. We have Eddie, a.k.a. Blue Falcon, and Omni, who's somewhere. I think he disappeared. I have no clue where he went. All right. So a couple changes this week. More notable is probably the change in management in Nashville, which caused quite a stir on the chat box. Quite a few butthurt people, and even some retirements as well. So now, Lou, that's your team. So I'll let you talk about it.
That is my team. I was not aware of anything in the chat box.
Put a stir in WhatsApp too.
Well, yeah, that I was there for. I think everybody knows that Nasty's, a good skilled player, and I kind of wanted to give him a shot at management, but in the end, was more worried about him doing something than someone on my team doing something and having a GM that actually helps you. So, he's a little immature, a little impulsive. Thought I could deal with him, but what it basically came down to, and I don't think Nasty wants to talk to me anymore, but I laid it out to him and he wanted me to trade basically half of my core team, because he didn't get along with him, and I didn't really want to do that, and that's kind of basically it. I mean, at that point, I kind of called up Squid, told Squid Nasty wants to get traded, and let Squid take care of it.
I bet he loved that.
Well, so basically, I think obviously LA wanted him, and I think Nasty wanted to go to LA. However, as you know, that's not allowed. You're not allowed to pick the team you want to go to. Kong tried to make it a thing like Cobra's got it out for Nasty, and everybody does this, but this is what we're, trying to stop. So,
well,
him not being able to do that.
It wasn't so much the fact that he wanted to go to the team. It was the fact that he contacted Kong, sent him his trade request picture, and then asked him to bring me home. I mean that is all in text in proof on WhatsApp. So it's almost irrefutable that we want to get shit like this out of the league, and the fact that Nasty, who's been warned about it in the past, did it. It wasn't so much me out for Nasty, but out to prove a point that you can't do this. You can't player tamper, tell owners to trade for you. It's against the rules, and it shouldn't be done. But the stir in the chat box, I think it was Reflex Pro and a couple of guys who retired from the team. Legend, they were trolling the chat box. Reflex Pro is insulting me. It was kind of funny. I'm used to that kind of shit, so I took it with a grain of salt. It didn't bother me too much, but they were spamming the chat box. It got a little ridiculous. I had to IP ban one of them because he kept making multiple accounts under different names, like Cobra Sucks Balls or Cobra Sucks at NHL. So I was like, okay, this guy, he's pushing my buttons, but I'm not gonna, I understand why he's acting out.
They were all true though, so it was cool.
Yeah, but I actually had no idea about any of that. Reflex is a maniac, and I do my best to try to keep him under control. But he is actually probably the best goalie in the league, in my opinion, and so that's why I put up with him. But he's lunatics, and some people like him, some people don't. He doesn't really like anybody, but he's good at stopping pucks, so he'll stick around for a little while as long as I can keep him under wraps.
Yeah, no, I've actually known him from a while. I don't know if he remembers it, but we used to play in EHL together long time ago, at the end of 14, I believe. Okay, so that being said, we'll go over the standings here in a little bit. But I think
off that, Cobra, just as a means of clarification, Lou, who is your current management team now?
Squid, I'm Mr. Squid is my GM, and Corporate K9 is still my AGM.
Okay.
The old
Alright.
ex-lad. No problem.
All right, Blue. The mic is yours, sir.
Oh, it was that quick. I thought it was like gonna be more about standings and whatnot before.
Oh, we'll do that after.
All right. So for the people that are watching that might be interested in doing a versus mode, the first 32 people to message myself, T-News, Cobra, Legacy, any admin, Puckin, that you want in on a versus tournament, randomly assigned NHL team, and you can make it to the last man standing, you win 25 Microsoft dollars. More details obviously will be applied later, but that's pretty much it.
Well, yeah, no, there's gonna be a system to it. We'll develop a
Well,
schedule.
sorry, I talked over you, but the rules apply still in league, like no board play and all that other, fancy schmancy crap.
In versus.
Yeah, for sure.
You crazy?
Well, I mean, you can do more
Sponsored.
than 3 wraparounds, I suppose, because you're not a fucking human control goalie, but
Well, yeah, raps don't really work so well. I mean, versus itself has never really been policed. I think certain rules, sure, but very limited. Because
for sure. I mean,
who really board plays themselves so much in versus? I've played so many versus matches. I've never seen it. It's never been an issue.
well, I just don't want people. Yeah, all right, man. What the fuck? I'm just trying to make some kind of fuck. What is this?
Oh, we got a random straggler. He's
Corey.
joining.
Corey's
Uh, Corey, what are you doing here?
That's pretty much it. Like, to report your games as like wins or losses, like you just got to send a picture of the team that you were supposed to be and the team that you were supposed to beat, a picture that you beat them, and that your recently played player was the gamer tag that you actually were playing against. You know what I mean? So you can't be like, oh yeah, I was the Blues and I was supposed to play the Kings and you actually got shit on, but you need to like send it as like recently played player.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So there's some kind of like, no, I won. I won. Like, all right, dude.
All right,
Oh,
Corey, I just wanted to watch. That's funny. All right, so basically, all right, we'll get to the standings now. I think that covers all the bases. I mean, there wasn't really too much action going on this week. Maybe a little uprising about the WhatsApp group disbanding, but I guess they got a new group called the Trade Block, and I don't know. From what I hear, a couple people already complained about just not really trading going on there, but just pointless shit talk, which is what I didn't want. But if these guys want a place where they could just be stupid and fuck around, that's on them. So standings.
Talking about.
Are the standings updated with the latest games?
The standings are up to date. I believe all games are closed for week 1 and week 2.
Okay.
yes.
If
Yes.
I'm not mistaken. Beautiful.
Yes.
So yeah, they're up to date. Winnipeg, oh my God, 16-3, and then New Jersey is 17-1. Those are the leaders for the West and the East.
Yeah, but I think let's see, St. Louis is 1 point ahead of us and Winnipeg is 2? Or is it 2?
Yeah. No, you guys are all pretty close. Winnipeg has 16 wins, St. Louis has 15, and Nashville has 14.
And I think we have an overtime loss or 2.
Yeah, you have one. You have one overtime loss from what I could see.
Yeah.
Nashville.
All right, so where do we want to start here? Because we're not just going to keep jumping up and down. Do we want to start with the East or the West? I'll let you guys pick.
Start with the East.
Start with the East? All right, sounds good. So New Jersey?
New Jersey is probably the best team right now. I mean, regardless of record, I mean, we've played them twice and gotten destroyed. I'm going to be honest with you. We didn't have all of our full roster or top guys, but that's no excuse. I mean, they fucking Burns. I don't know, man. He was on a little bit of a tear, and that kind of made me a little salty. But he played real well.
Look at their goals for as goals against. You got 93 goals for, 41 goals against. Not too bad.
No, I mean, and to be honest with you, so they've been running Misfit for most of their games. I mean, I had to make a decision between Misfit and Reflex as to who to sign, and I had to really think about that. And obviously I went with Reflex. I felt like he was a little more committed, but Misfit is doing phenomenal. I mean, he literally shut us out of a game, and we had some really ridiculously good chances that he just stopped.
Let's see how they're doing here. Hertz, 11 games played, 19 goals, 20 assists, 39 points in 11 games. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Plus minus plus 25. The next guy, Stainless, plus 31. These guys they're just tearing it up, and no one really has any answer for them. And even their goalie, Misfit Vert.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, no, I'm just looking at the stats here. .849 save percentage in 14 games. If I'm not too mistaken, I think that's one of the leaders in the league so far for save percentage.
Oh yeah, as it should be.
By a bar. So, no, this is a solid ass team.
Yeah. I mean, you can tell that their forwards play well together. I mean, I felt like a lot of their goals were, someone kind of one of the wings on the basically around the face-off dot, getting fed from the opposite, blue line and slamming them in. I think that's how they got 3 or 4 goals on us. I feel like it's sometimes harder for the D-man to tie them up than it has been in the past.
I mean, looking at the East right now, it's so wide open. Everyone's not too far away from each other.
Besides New Jersey.
But even Washington, I think to see there in seconds a little bit of surprise. They must have had a really good week
lately, right? Because they were not at that place a week ago.
No, they were near the bottom.
Yeah, they just went on a tear, I guess, this week. Is that Biff's team?
No, it's Buff. Sniper.
Buff, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Same shit. Yeah.
Trying to get the statistics here open up. Who's their points leader, News?
For whom?
For Washington.
Washington. Legacy wants to know where his podcast invite is. All right, their points leader is. Looks to me. Well, let's double check, make sure. It's 21, left wing. 16 goals, 16 assists, 32 points. +7. Not too bad. SOS Revolutions is their number 2 point scorer. 14 goals, 6 assists, 20 points, and a +1. And then Buff in third. 11 goals, 5 assists, 16 points, and a +4.
You could
I think Buffalo's a better team than their record shows, personally. Lindros, X88's a stud at center. And they got a couple other real key guys.
Were we just talking about Washington, or were we talking about Buffalo?
No, he's talking about Buffalo.
I'm talking about Buffalo.
Yeah, no, I thought Buffalo. I mean, 9 wins, 8 losses. That's kind of rough. But everyone in the East is like that. Besides Columbus, Columbus is 5-13. New York Rangers 5-13. God damn, guys, you gotta turn that shit around.
I think Tampa. I mean, we've rolled. I don't know why, but I just feel like we've been rolling over Tampa. Teams have been kind of rolling over at them lately. I know a few other teams kind of mercied them, but I know we did pretty well as well.
I know they took us to overtime in one game.
Both of our games are overtime, I think, both of them.
Yeah.
You know what? And that's another thing. Dallas has done better than I kind of expected them to do with kind of throwing a team together. I mean, they're above 500 team at the moment. Above LA.
You can have a fun day tomorrow.
Twice, so it helps.
I mean, technically, I guess at the moment.
We'll talk about that when we get to the other conference.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Sorry.
That's cool.
I mean, what did everyone think about Columbus? I think everybody had higher hopes for them. Although I'm sure Dan's had some problems with some people, right? Kind of how it goes.
Well,
Game's
both
out.
of these, I think both of these guys came in here, ready to go, excited and everything. But I think where the limitations might have been is they didn't know a lot of the guys in the league, so they went with guys that they knew, and unfortunately, it didn't translate, or at least not early on. So now it's time to try to listen to some of the elders that are here, and maybe revamp and maybe you can get to the middle spot. Maybe you can get to the playoffs.
Yeah.
Well, as of right now, technically he is in a playoff spot. What he's having trouble is he's having trouble having players buy in. I mean, a lot of players there, they gave it a chance for the first week, but they're not really – some of them are just – they're impatient. They're not really willing to work through the growing pains of building chemistry. So, you've seen a flurry of trade requests, and it's not really his fault. It's just, these guys, they just don't buy in. They want to go to teams like St. Louis where they're not going to get any playing time. I don't know. There's been half a dozen players that have asked to go to St. Louis. Is like, why? They're not gonna They're just gonna sit on their TC. They pretty much have their whole team set.
I think they do well defense, but
Well, I guess. I mean, even without defense, they're still 15-4-1.
yeah.
Yeah.
Legit. I mean,
Now, me and Headhunter talk a lot of shit to each other, but he's put together a real good squad. I mean, the same chorus before.
Yeah, it's important.
I think the New York Rangers have learned their lesson from drafting Blue Falcon number 8 overall.
NHL legend. NHL LG legend. Sorry.
Imagine, bro.
And then they move him and the number 1 pick from last season overall together into Dallas. Oh boy!
But it was bad funny. Like Neil contacted me, and that was like the super funny part about it. I was like, oh shit. I was like, where did I go? And he was like 8th. And I was like, holy fuck, 8th round. I'm like, I didn't know the draft was like that long anymore. He's like, no, 8th overall. I was like, what? I was like, who the fuck told you to do that? The GM told me you were an LG legend. I was like, you need a new GM, bro. I was like, all right, well, I'll roll with it. Give me a game.
All right, so I guess we'll move on to the West unless someone was already talking. I kind of put my mic down there for a bit. Winnipeg, did anyone see this? 16-3-0.
I did. I knew Winnipeg was going to be a good team. I mean, I played basically with a lot of the dudes who were on that team, Eddie Fistbump, Fizz, all those dudes in LG, and they played together for a while. And I kind of had them as number 3, us number 1, and St. Louis number 2. But I definitely saw that. But I didn't think other people in this league knew them as well. So I kind of thought that they might be looked at as an underdog.
I mean, I've seen them put together good teams. I mean, that's not a surprise to me. When him and Eddie Fistbump were trying to get a team together, I don't know whether it was IOHL or here or whatever, you can just tell that they had that knack. So I'm not surprised at all. No.
Yeah.
Well, damn. All right.
Yeah. I mean, I know their 6th round draft pick, Reggie Hauser. Like, I had him on Boston when I owned on season 3, and that kid was a fucking monster, dude. And I cannot believe he won 6th round. Like, and I went 1st round. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, I saw a couple that were astonishing about the draft. What do you got? What team is most surprising in the West right now?
Dallas.
Really?
Yeah.
I think I'm looking the other way and looking the Kings.
No, Dallas. For a team that was like literally rebuilt in 2 days, for them to be middle of the pack, yeah, that's like an NLG record somewhere. I gotta write it. I gotta pencil it in. But no, it's outstanding. Definitely a surprise.
Yeah,
I
definitely
figured.
Dallas on the good side.
I think the biggest surprise, I think, to me is Nashville. They should definitely have more losses. They should be 13-6 right now.
Oh, shut the fuck up. We were winning that game anyway, too. I mean, we had every chance. We were in the lobby. We had our people, and their guy left. I mean, he had to go somewhere, but yeah, no. I was salty about the whole nasty thing. Cobra, I think, well, you told me that you understand my point on that. So, yeah, and, I wasn't taking rescheduling at that point. So,
Yeah, I want to. Can I chime in on that? I'd like to say something. I've been kind of quiet. I don't know if you guys can even hear me.
We can hear you.
I'd like to just make a remark on that whole nasty St. Louis thing, because that's obviously the team you're talking about here, Lou.
Yeah.
I don't know where you were getting your facts from. They're a little misconstrued. Actually, they're a lot misconstrued as far as that whole thing went down, but we don't need to talk about that on a podcast. But as far as taking the forfeit, we were all in the game. I was watching it, as a matter of fact, and everybody lagged out of it. And when we came back, we were trying to get Dark back online. He kept getting host booted by some random dude that's been tormenting him for a while or whatever. So we finally got back on. We sat in there. Then we couldn't get Breaky to get any invites sent to him. He couldn't accept any. We were sending like 50 of them. We couldn't get into the game.
Dallas is jungle, bro.
So by the time we got Hash to come fill in for Breaky at right D, which wasn't long, it was like 2 minutes, Dark got booted out again. So I just wanted to clarify, nobody had to leave. We wanted to play that game. I understand you're a little upset about what went down, and it's sad because if you and Hancho could sit down and talk, you'd find out that the things that you feel that are the truth really just aren't the case. But it is what it is, man. At the end of the day,
I thought he left the room. I mean, he could have got house booted. I just remember him going in the middle and then going out. I mean, if that's what happens when you got house booted, then then I am incorrect.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't have any reason to lie about it. At the end of the day, if you got a chance to take a forfeit win, it was in your hands, and you chose to take the forfeit win. Nobody can really give you too much flack for that. I would think that a team that you have, which you have a stellar team, you would want to earn all your wins. But hey, I'm not here to judge you and judge what you choose to do with your team. But just speaking from history and past of me being an owner, we never took forfeits, and Cobra can contest to that. We don't run a habit of putting players on a team that are just going to decide to say fuck it and disappear. So it did make management on St. Louis a little salty that we didn't get to play the game, but it is what it is, and the season's long, so we'll get to see each other soon. So that's all I wanted to say about that.
I actually forgot Debo was in here.
I'm a ninja. I'm like a ninja.
Who is it? Omni is his legacy? Like
Omni.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, we've had 3 games. Like, we had to wait for Calgary for a half an hour, and we had to wait. Well, we made. Who did we make wait a half hour? Fucking Crazy 8 for San Jose. They waited a half hour for us because, like, we just couldn't fucking do it. We couldn't get a guy to come in there. Like, we couldn't get an invite to anybody on our fucking team. Like, dude, can you forwards playing defense because they were the only 2 guys other than our scheduled invites to the game.
When that happens, what we did in club, in LG is when that happened, when people couldn't receive invites in, we actually switched to club.
That's what we were talking about doing.
Yeah, we switched to club because we couldn't receive invites, and we played our game out there. It still took till like 10 o'clock for it to start, but it was a 9:30 game. But still, we managed to play the game.
There was another team. It was the Rangers waited a while for us too, so I give props to Rambo and fucking Crazy 8 for waiting. That was like fucking cool. But we waited for Jake, fucking Tinu, smack around a little bit. So.
All right, so let's continue on with the West. That was a pretty long segue. there. But okay, so we'll talk about. I mean, what team we want to move on here? Dallas is the biggest surprise. Who's the biggest upset?
Well,
What
by
do you mean?
surprise, I think it could go either way, but I mean, I think I envisioned LA doing better than they are.
Yeah, for sure. That was my same thing. Like they lost. I think they lost like some core pieces though. So I mean,
Wait,
There's
Well,
one I think of.
I'm sorry.
What team are you talking about? I'm sorry.
LA.
LA. Yeah.
I'd like to say something about LA if I could.
yeah, go ahead, buddy.
Yeah, LA. I don't see them as like a surprise that they're not doing so hot right now, and I don't mean that in a negative fashion. What I mean is they're actually a very good club, and they're starting to get it together. Gorilla has always kind of had this where they kind of do a dip in the beginning and then they kind of pick up, but I can confidently say, without rambling on about this, you'll see LA as one of the playoff teams. You'll see them; they'll be a playoff team. They give us problems so far every time we've seen them this season. They're really fighting to win and get a win, and that's good to see out of LA. I'd like to see them actually make it past the first round of the playoffs, but that's just my opinion on it. But see, I'm biased, or I'm unbiased actually, because I don't believe you can count out any team. I think any team on any given night can beat you and string together wins. And like I said, the season's still early. So the teams we're talking about now that we feel are going to run with the West and the East, you might look 2 weeks from now or whatever, and it's a completely different story. So that's why I don't like. That's myself. I don't like to go out there and just like whatever. I'm rambling on. I'm trying to avoid doing
we're
it.
writing LA off. I think it's more or less that we're surprised. Like I'm not surprised that they're not doing bad. They are missing like 8 guys. So I mean, I'm not surprised where I am, and I don't know the whole nasty situation too. Like they'll get them back, I guess, in some fashion or another.
Yeah, that whole nasty moving around thing is like fucking everybody up.
Yeah.
Hey guys,
Around the trades.
we all need to stop here. Legacy has joined the podcast.
Oh boy.
Yeah, fuck all you bitches. Faggots.
I'm checking my WhatsApp right now. What's that?
You don't need that shit. You're taking away precious Fallout time to do this shit.
What's up, dude?
Not much, man.
Another fellow South Jerseyan.
Oh yeah.
Always welcome.
Let's check out Legacy's stats here for the season real quick.
Check out Blue Falcons real quick. Why don't we do that?
Yeah, no, yours are shitty.
My owner doesn't put in stats for me. I told you, I'm filing a complaint.
7 games played, 13 goals, 11 assists, 24 points.
It's almost 3.5. That's pretty good.
I think there's 1 or 2 in there on D, so.
Yeah, and I think we all predicted that they'd have to play defense. Oh shit. Hash Monkey, 9 games played. How's Hash Monkey? Is he good?
He's played 1 game. What are you talking about?
He's played 9. What do you mean? I'm looking at it.
In what
Cobra,
position?
Cobra, look at it again.
Right.
Or D.
Right, D.
Yeah, 9 at D, 1 at goal.
I'm reloading the page. Yeah, Hash Monkey's played 1 at goalie, and he also has games here as a skater.
Yeah, he's not a goalie,
He was that game.
but shit happens.
It's all right. We had JJ accidentally jumped in goalie. You know how people mess around, take other people's positions in the beginning. I wasn't in the lobby, but someone started it with him in goalie and our goalie in another position because they were trying to be funny, and he won actually 4-5. Yeah, it's hilarious.
Blue, you actually want us to look at your stats?
Yeah, I probably got like 4 games played.
I'm looking at him right now.
What's the read down on
The
that?
Falcon, 4 games played, 3 goals, 1 assist, 4 points, 5 shots, 2 penalties, 1.5 goals a game, 0.5 assists per game, +2, 1 power play goal, 1 hit.
The hell of a right defenseman with 1 hit in 4 games, bitches. I
Now,
don't know.
you don't need the hit, man.
Game's not closed out because I played more than fucking 4 games.
Yeah, B Snook hits enough for all of us. What are you talking about?
Dude, Badgers points per game are probably insane, dude. I'm telling you right now.
Oh, you had 8. I'm sorry, you had 18 hits.
Oh, okay. I was like, what? I was like,
Games
that's
cut
really,
off.
like, low. Like, fucking 1 hit in 4 games. Like, oh my god, I gotta step my hit game up.
Noose, what's going on with Calgary, man? 5-12-2 at the bottom of the West.
I don't know, man. I guess they were having they just brought in. I know they just traded Digas away and brought in Schulte. So they're hoping that that's going to solidify some of their goaltending issues. They have Lateral or Lat. He's a real good goalie, but at times he tends to get his head out of it, And as a goalie, you can't do that. That's why some goalies like ours doesn't even join the party, because he doesn't want to psych himself out. So I think there's some problems there, but they're putting up points. They're just not stopping the puck either. So I think Dallas. I was looking at Dallas earlier. Goals for 49, goals against 49. It's pretty even. But when you're scoring 64 and you're letting in 75, that's a problem.
Yeah, no, the goals against average is high. Like if you look at both their one of their main goalies here.
You had Ace Killer from last on AHL All Star from 2 seasons ago. His goals against, where are we at? His save percentage is 73. Schulte's is 76, and Lateral's is 65. So
We just heard Legacy
goals against for Ace
going to Nashville.
So
What's going on?
Yeah, joining that boy Kink.
You got traded to Nashville?
Me and Mupp, that's where we're going.
Where'd Lou go? Just till he bounced. I guess he went to go negotiate that deal.
Yeah. He can send that deal, and then St. Louis will accept it, and we'll test the new alerts for all the owners and GMs and stuff. That sounds perfect.
That was one way to do it.
I just want to play with Kink later.
LA. You guys are surprised that LA's this? Come on now. All they do is hit. Bunch of goons.
And sometimes goon hockey, that gets you momentum, man. That shit's impossible to stop, dude.
teams that have played against us when we're playing well, they say you got to watch out for it because they know Snook's going to hit them. They know Badger's going to hit them. They expect it, and they can't get any momentum going because they're constantly got to watch for the guy getting hit. So
I think
maybe LA's lost some of its touch to do so. I don't know.
I think Badger's super underrated right wing, dude. He's a fucking animal. Dude, he had like 6 points, like 3 games in a row, I think.
Yeah. Well, I think Snook is.
Well, that's the reason Badger able to get that points is because Snook was bodying kids all over the place.
All right. So.
All right, News. Did you want to go over the potential players of the week?
Yeah, well, no, the players of the week, I think everybody's got that. What I wanted to go through was the defenseman of the week, okay? for the week from November 15th to November 20th. Okay, because a lot, you have your goon defenseman, not you from Buffalo, has 32 hits. Kidney Bean from Pittsburgh has 28 hits. Bull, what's that? Bull, what's that?
What are we talking about hits for?
Because I started with the goon defenseman.
The tone setters.
All right, the tone setters, the goons. Okay, Bull from San Jose has 28 hits. I'm only going to go through two more. Mike Zero.
How many penalties? How many penalties these guys got? Just out of curiosity.
That's what I'm going to go through next. Mike Zero has 27 hits, and so does Smitty from the New Jersey Devils. Now, as far as penalties, Nayu has 10 penalty minutes with 32 hits. Kidney Bean has 8. Bull has 4. Mike Zero for 27 hits. No, not 0 penalties.
Well, this is a defenseman week, then.
He's a defenseman. He should be the defenseman of the week. But let's go. All right, so Smitty has 10 penalty minutes, and then I think that's where we stopped. Okay. Now, as far as plus minus goes, you got forfeit canine on Nashville. Now, no surprise here. You got Nashville, St. Louis, Nashville, St. Louis, St. Louis. Forfeit canine is up there with a plus 18. Ed Honcho is up there with a plus 17. So Jurassic is up there with a plus 15. Somley is up there with a plus 13. And the Hash Monkey's up there with a plus 10.
Not bad for a team that have defense, right, Cobra?
Pardon?
I said that's not too shabby for a team that doesn't have any defense. I'm just going off your power ranking.
Yeah, two of those guys are Nashville, and the other 3 are St. Louis. Not too bad.
Get that dick.
So, I mean, they're the plus-minus guys. Let's see. Let's go to the points guys. All right. So, the offensive defenseman. What's that?
That I'm definitely going to be up there with 4.
Yeah. The offensive defenseman with 3 games played, 7 goals, 8 assists, and 15 points is Somni from St. Louis. Your Real Dad 757 from LA Kings has 5 games played, 5 goals, and 8 assists for 13 points. Head Honcho back up there. He's got to be one of the defensemen of the week because he's been in a couple categories now. 6 games played, 2 goals, 9 assists, 11 points. Smitty again. I'm calling his name again. 4 games played, 6 goals, 4 assists, 10 points. And the last one I'll mention is PGH Reaper from Tampa Bay. He has 4 games played, 4 goals, 6 assists, and 10 points. They're your offensive for the week. And number 11, I don't know where this guy came from, but on Dallas, he played 4 games. He had 3 goals, 5 assists, and 8 points.
I want them stats closed out, News. You're fucking slacking because I had 4 assists in 1 game. So I don't know where the 1 assist bullshit's coming from.
All my stats are closed out the night of when I'm there.
You better fix it then.
Yeah, I better pad it.
Figure out the fucking pictures.
I better pad that shit.
Yeah, he's fucking pissed. He's like, I want my assist.
I played like 5 fucking games, dude, and I really have 15 points.
But I gotta say, good job to all the defensemen. It's the least recognized position. We're the ones that keep the puck from going into the net and keep our offensives with the puck. See you next week.
I would like you to actually look up the goaltenders with the most shots against them and save percentage. Like, justify the save percentage of shots against them and see who are like the ones.
Sure. So you want me to look up goaltenders?
Chuckles has got to fucking be up there. The dude's faced like fucking 20, 30 shots a game.
Who?
Chuckles.
Oh, yeah, Chuckles. Yeah, he's been a good addition. I picked him the whole way, All right, so for this week, here we go.
do like shots against, like do that.
All right. So
Manage to that point.
first off, I'm going to go goals against average. I mean, do you want me just to tell you what his are, or who the top ones are?
Yeah, top ones.
All right. For goals against average, SA Reflex Pro has 4 games played. His goals against average is a 1.5. Canadian Bacon on Dallas, 2 games played. His goals against is a 1.65. His save percentage is a .895, but I guess we'll get into that in a minute. Ace Killer X rated from Calgary, 2 games played, 1.8 goals against. As we were talking about earlier, Misfit Vert, 7 games played. Goals against is
you got a 7. Got 7 games. There should be like who we're mentioning right now.
Yeah, and his goals against are 2. So that's pretty good. So I'm going to go over to save percentage now. All right, and the top guys, well, I'm going to skip around because some people just have 1 game played. I'm not really going to count that. Dallas, Canadian Bacon is number 1. He's 2 games played. His save percentage is .895. Ace again for Calgary is .885. Then you got Reflex Pro with 4 games with .88. And Misfit Vert with 7 games, .86. Now, you were asking about Chuckles. His save percentage is 7.6, but also he's faced. I'm going to change this for shots against. Shots against. He's faced the most shots against in the division or in the conference. 117. The next closest person was 104. Okay, Misfit Vert, we just talked about, played 7 games, so did Chuckles. But, his save, he saved 92, and, so he's done a great job for us, definitely, in Dallas. So
He's doing his thing.
there's your better goalies right there.
Why are the games played so low? It seems like they should be higher with 2 weeks in,
Yeah.
Played 4 games.
I guess some teams, it took them a little while to get fit. So I don't know. I don't know why you have a number of teams like you have Kong playing in net 4 times. You got guys that normally aren't playing net back there. I'm not sure why that would be, other than people just not showing for the games.
Well, Kong has played net in the past.
Yeah, and in other leagues too. So.
Did you send him that video of me scoring a breakaway goal on him, or no?
No, I haven't figured out how to chop that up from what do you call it? Whatever that thing is. Where did Cobra go?
Oh, he's talking to his girl or something right now, probably.
Oh. All right. Well, is there anything else we want to talk about, guys?
Is Legacy still in here?
Huh?
Legacy or Omni still in here?
Legacy's showing that he's still in here.
Yeah, what's up?
Well, I sent you that message on the site about the 32-man versus thing.
Okay, I didn't read it yet. What's up?
Well, basically, we're gonna have like 32 guys message myself, Noose, yourself, or Cobra that want to play like 1v1 as an NHL team, as a randomly assigned NHL team, and we're gonna put them in Eastern bracket and a Western bracket, and if you can survive all the way down to the Stanley Cup final, I say, and you win, you win $1,000 Microsoft.
Well, we already have a system for that on the site, so.
Of what?
A tournament.
Okay.
So it can all be done through the site.
Well, that's fine. Then, let me know if 32 guys hit you, Cobra, or T, and not myself up.
So where are we at here, ladies?
let me do a little bit of testing real quick, and I'll see if I can make it so like the first 32 that sign up for that just automatically go on it.
Okay, and then we don't have to do like a randomly assigned team. Like the site will do that by itself.
I mean, we might have to assign in the brackets, but we could probably just pick wherever, whatever, however we want to do it. But like you can keep track of it. You can just input the score and stuff like that, and it'll move people on automatically, so you can actually see a bracket on the site.
Oh, cool then. Well, if that happens, I'm offering $25 to the winner of it.
Are you paying me via PayPal?
Well, no. Does Cobra?
No, he means you're paying him for winning. He's saying he's gonna win it.
Oh, okay. No,
I picked that one, too.
if you're Canadian, I'll send you $25. But I don't know if you're gonna look at it and be like, this is funny money if you're Canadian. I don't know. I'll do this paper.
I think it's more the other way around. When Americans receive Canadian money, it's like, what the fuck?
Who is this lady with a crown on it? What the fuck is this?
And you know,
That's how much you do. She's on her
wrapping
change. She's not on her money.
as long as we're kind of wrapping it up a little bit here, as far as stats are concerned, my recommendation is that you do stats directly after the game. Put them in. That way they're done. But if you're going to take pictures and everything, first off, make sure that when you're taking your pictures, you still have to, when you scroll across, it overlaps certain attributes or whatever, statistics, shots especially. So if you just, scroll all the way over and take the picture, you're never going to know how many shots each person had on your team. Okay, so you got to take that original shot, then scroll, then shoot again. Okay, that's the first thing. Second thing, make sure you get your goalie. Make sure you get the box score. Okay, and make sure you figure out who got the game-winning goal. Trust me, people on your team are going to want to have that game-winning goal if they got it, especially if they're Blue Falcon. No, I'm just kidding.
With a ring. Game-winning goal, motherfuckers.
But make sure you do that. Put the stats in. Make sure you're putting the stats in right, because like Cobra said to somebody else, when we go to review them, I try to look at them. I'm probably more of a stickler than Cobra, I admit. But if the shots don't match up, I mean, how the hell does somebody have 3 goals and no shots? I did have somebody come to me where somebody had a goal, and I guess it went off a skate or some shit. I don't even know how the guy had a goal, but he truly did not have any shots. But at least then he explained it to me so I could put it in the notes that somehow this guy just got a goal with no shots. But make sure you're putting the shots in, because that gets forgotten a lot. Because, like I said, it scrolls over itself. Make sure you're putting the winning goal, because that gets forgotten a lot. Make sure you're putting your time of attack. That gets forgotten a lot. And the time for the goaltender. Okay? Also, if the goalie wins or loses the game. And I know it's easy to do, like, if the goalie faced 20 shots and he let up 5 goals or saved 15, it's easy. In the old days, you'd put 20 and 15. No, it's 20 and it's 5 goals. It's not saves. It's just how many shots and how many saves. How many goals. One other thing.
You know what the funny thing is? Wait, Noose, I'm sorry to cut you off here. You actually think that all the owners are going to watch this to the end just to hear this?
I can hope. I'm just saying, one other thing, it's just the face-offs. It's face-offs taken and face-offs won. I mean, I can usually deduce it by using the other teams, but if you took 100 face-offs, it'll say FOT 100, FOW, which is 1, 50. It's not vice versa. I've gotten a few of them where it's like, all right, face-offs taken were 50, and they won 100. So just try to pay attention when you're putting the stats in. That's all.
For sure. All right, I think we're going to end it here, unless you guys got anything else to say.
Well, If you're missing somebody in my stats, hit me up. I'll get it done.
Yeah.
Yeah, what she said. And Noose, do you like your new color on the site?
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah. Yeah. Remember when I told you to take Misso off my roster? Bam, bitch. Bam.
Miss O?